Hello, welcome back to Cracking the Cryptic. And Fitzy wrote to us recently and said that some of their favourite videos from us are the ones where we tackle several puzzles in one video, especially when they are several puzzles on the easier end. And I have to admit, I like that situation as well. And Fitzy recommended a series that's been appearing on Logic Masters Germany by Cassini, featuring, I think it is now a complete set of 13 puzzles with Dream in the titles. And they're all 6x6 Sudokus, and suggesting that we have a go at those, and I think it's a very good idea. So what I'm aiming to do is to do as many as I can in one video, and then assuming we enjoy these puzzles and assuming the reaction's okay, we'll try further puzzles in the series in other videos. And if I try and keep the videos sort of somewhere between 20 and 25 minutes, see how many puzzles in each video I can tackle at that sort of pace, that's the plan. And I might just throw myself at these and get as quickly as I can with kind of general explanation. So it's a while since I've done this sort of thing on the channel. I'm looking forward to giving it a go. And I'll do that in a moment. So I will tell you something about the series in a moment. But first of all, I'm going to, well, one of the reasons I like the Worms is because they indeed give a series of consecutive and joined puzzles, which you can move on from one to the other. As soon as you've got your hit of dopamine from completing one, you want to try the next one. And they work very well in that way. Blobz is the latest one, and indeed that is 6x6 puzzles. In fact, it's very similar to this series I'm going to try, because it's 12 6x6 puzzles, each with different rule sets. So do check out Blobz's Eclectic Sudoku Worm. It's in our CTC app. It's one of the extra bits of content, and it would be great if you wanted to have a go at that. And there are other worms and there are other apps, including Classic Sudoku too. And of course, if you like the more challenging Sudokus, we have a brilliant Sudoku hunt out this month called Spider-Man Sudoku. That's on Patreon, where you can also find videos about crosswords and connections and gridogram and other things. It's always great fun on Patreon. There's a lot of content there. There's merch as well. You could get our mugs and hats and Rat Run merchandise too, so do check that out. The links are under the video, but there will be links to a number of puzzles under this video as well. I don't know what that number will be. It'll be somewhere between 1 and about 4. And they will be puzzles by Cassini in his dream sequence, I'm going to call it. Cassini featured on the channel in a puzzle where we had to read cages in base 3. I don't know if you remember that one, about a month ago. It was good fun, but I imagine these won't involve any base 3. And indeed, I'm going to go through the rules of each one as I call it up, because I don't know how many I'll be doing in this video. And do I actually have a timer on my... Yes, I do. 3.5 minutes in. Okay, so let's read the rules of the first one, which is called 6 Dots in a Dream. All the links to play these puzzles will be under the video. And indeed, I will try and make the thumbnails so they have as many puzzles as I play in the video on them. So it won't be a surprise to you how many I do today, whereas it will be to me. Right, the rules are to place the digits 1 to 6, once each in every row, column, and marked region. Irregular Sudoku. Digits either side of a white dot are consecutive digits on a black dot. One is double the other. That is the full set of rules for this puzzle. Let's get cracking. Okay, so we've got the law of leftovers applying. This digit, whatever it is, I think this is a colouring puzzle, that sees all of these cells in this next cage. So it can't be any of them, but it must appear in the region, not cage, region, so it's there. Now these cells all see pink, so that has to be pink. Now pink is going to be confined in fact, this region needs a pink cell there. This region needs a pink cell and it's got to be there, and that's all the pink's done. Now, that was a particular cell that was in a very handy place to, right, this one, let's make that yellow. That can't appear in these cells. And since it's not pink, it can't appear there. In that region, it must go here. In this region, it's in one of those two. Probably can't get more specific than that. In this region, it's in that column. Therefore, it's in one of these three cells in the next region along. And there's got to be one in column 1, and that's got to be in this lower region. So that got a bit less helpful. We didn't get quite as much out of that. Now, can I find another cell to start shading? Right, I'm going to make this one blue. That can't go in these cells, so it shares these two with yellow. They are blue and yellow now. Somewhere here, which is not very powerful, but somewhere in one of these cells, in this sort of Z-shaped, N-shaped region. I don't know, I begin to run out of steam on that. So maybe I've chosen the wrong... Oh, look at this. I'm going to call this red. It's a different cell in the top row, so it's not the same as any of the others. That can't go in those cells in this S region, so it goes there. Now in this region, we can place that straight away. That's here. Now in this region, red is going to have to be in one of those two. Oh, but it's got to be here in this L-shaped region, so that determines where it was there. This is the 6th red in the puzzle. Another lovely diagonal pattern sitting atop pink. Oh, yellow's not going to make the same diagonal pattern, is it? So interesting. Anyway. Right, this digit is green, and that can't appear in these cells, so in column 2 it must be there. Then in this region, green must be there. In this L-shaped region we can find it, then in the C-shaped region, and this is the 6th one in the puzzle. That is not yellow or blue, that is definitely green. Right, let's try this item and call it orange. I hope in your palette, in your mind, you can distinguish that from yellow, which is the closest it is to me. That must be here in this question mark shaped region. Then one of those two, I don't know, it's a bit harder to determine orange. Obviously it's one of those three, orange, yellow and blue. These are orange and blue in this column because that's all that's left. Orange and blue still required there. Orange and blue. Oh, well, that one can't be orange. Orange in one of those two. Blue in one of the three. I mean, I might be able to go a little further, but I'm not sure I can. These two must be the same because they're part of orange-blue pairs. I don't know. I'm going to have to look at the colours now. So, this pink colour touches different cells on white dots. That one is red and this one is not pink or red. So pink must be 2, 3 or 5, 4 or 5. It must have a number that is both higher and lower than it. It's not 5 because it appears on a black dot. Does it appear on a black dot with different digits? We don't quite know. These could both be blue, perhaps. What would happen to blue if they were both blue? That would be blue, that would be blue, that would be blue. I think that's all right. So all I know now is that pink is 2, 3 or 4. I didn't manage to narrow it down any further, which is a shame. This might be a bit tricky actually. This black dot could be a 6. If pink was a 3, this black dot would be a 6. That one would therefore be a 6 as well, and both would be the same colour, which is blue. That would be blue, that would be blue. That would be blue, and that would break because the blue 6 in the corner would want to be next to a 3. And what I was positing was that pink was 3. Well, it doesn't work for pink to be 3 because of where the 6's end up, and that would end up being a 6. So, pink is 2 or 4. These digits are odd because of the white dot, and the red is therefore 1, 3 or 5 everywhere it appears. And they're different digits. 2 or 4 on the black dot will connect to either 1, 2 or 4, which must be in those cells. Now, these could be different from each other. That's quite important. If they were having to be the same, do we always get that situation I was talking about? I think we do. If those were the same, that black dot digit would always end up on this other black dot in the corner where it would have a different partner to pink. So it would be 2. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the only black dot that can have a different partner in 2 cases is 2, the only black dot digit. So, if these 2 are the same, that ends up being a 2. I mean, it's blue that is always 2. Is it blue? Yes, it is blue because it ends up in the corner. Yes, that's right. I have not got that wrong. It's always blue. If they're the same, it's always blue straight away. And then it ends up being 2. If they're different, then pink is 2, and these 2 cells are 1 and 4. Now, then they're different. And then what's this in the corner? Because this isn't 2, this couldn't be 1 or 4. So they would be different. But this would be a 3rd digit. That's impossible. This can't be a 3rd digit because between them they're all blue, yellow or orange. Oh no, those are 3 different colours. It could be a 3rd digit. But wouldn't it have to be from the 1, 2, 4 set? No, it wouldn't. Except it would. If these were different, these 2 colours would be 1 and 4. No, I'm getting this wrong. It is possible for these to be different. Oh, hang on. Where is this digit in the bottom row? It is the same as that one. This is vital. I hadn't understood this. This is blue or yellow. In the bottom row, it's obviously not there. It is there. These 2 are the same digit, and they have different counterparts. So they're both 2s. And that's as simple as this puzzle gets. Right. Pink becomes a 4, definitely. Up here, I don't wish to commit to that. But I do wish to finish off the 2s, if I can. One of those is a 2. I don't know, maybe I can't. One of those is a 2. One of those 2. 2 is blue or yellow, so one of those 2 is a 2. Yeah, I don't know, I can't finish it off. What's this on the white dot? This is now not 1, nor is this. So these 2 colours, including red, are 3 and 5. So that's a 3, 5 pair. These digits are 1, 2, 6. This digit, 4 always has to go with 2. It has no alternative. So those must be blue. And therefore, this is orange, definitely. And that's a 2, because that's now definitely blue. Oh, sorry, it's much more straightforward than I was finding it. This has not increased my speed in this puzzle in any way. That's the 2. That is blue. There we go, that's a 2, and that's the final 2. Sorry, I'm just trying to pencil mark and not being even very good at that. This one, none of these are blue anymore. They're yellow or orange. Right, orange here is 1 or 3. 1 or 3 there, 1 or 3 there. This one is blue, definitely. This one is yellow, that one is definitely blue. Right. Now, on the white dots, this pair is a 3-5 pair. And they both see this cell, which must be 1 or 6. So it's that colour of yellow or orange, and it must also go there. This on the black dot is a 1. That's how we sort it out. Right, that's a 6. Those are 6s. Well, let's just finish off. 1 is green. That's what we need. 1 is green. This orange digit that isn't 1 is therefore 3. That's here. That's a 3. And it must be in those cells. So those ones are orange. These 6s are yellow. Yellow is 6. And red is 5. And there we go. That is the solution to 6 dots and a dream. I'm going to move on to 5 worms and a dream. I might not get more than this done. The video is already 16 minutes long. Let's see if we can get 2 more done. So we're placing the digits 1 to 6 again in every row, column and region. We've got Renban lines, which are a non-repeating consecutive set in any order. And the V is pointing to the smaller digit in the less than cell down here. So I think we're colouring again. Let's work out how we do it. So if we split up after the top 3 rows, those 2 are sticking out and those 2 are sticking in. So they're the same colours as each other. Let's call them double yellow. This pair I'm going to call double red. And there's obviously a double red in that region. These must be double red to fill up columns 5 and 6 with the 2 double reds. This digit can't be red at all. These are, I'm going to call them double green. I don't know, maybe I'm not. They're going to end up in those cells in column 2. That must be these. Because column 1 and 2 are the same set of digits as these. So let's call them green for now. Green are not red. But green could include yellow. In fact, they must include at least 1 yellow. Could they be both? No, they can't both be yellow because of this Renban, which would have 3 of the same digit. So I'm going to call these green and yellow, and these green and yellow. Because I know that there are at least 1 of those is yellow, because this digit can't be yellow. In fact, let's call both of these, the remaining cells in this column, green. They are in those cells in that column. Got 2 reds, 2 yellows, 2 greens. On this long Renban, which is 6 cells long, we've had 2 yellows and a green and 1 red. So this pair is a red and a green. And this pair is a red and a yellow now to make up the column calculation. I really may be overcomplicating this way beyond the wit of man, but we will see. That digit can't be here in this column, can it? Right, where is that digit in this column? It can't be on a Renban with itself, and it can't be in the same region, so that digit is here. Okay, I'm going to give that a letter now. I'm going to call that letter A, because that is definitely the same digit each time. This digit B must be here, because it can't be in its same region or in its same row. So the yellows are A and B now, and they're quite close together in Renban terms. What's this? This could be the other red easily, or could be, wow, could it be a green? I think it could. Yeah, I don't know quite how to make any affirmations about that. If that was yellow, it would be B. And what about this renban? Well, these 3 digits in the final column are in those cells. And that's a yellow-green pair and 1 from red or green. That doesn't mean all the greens are there, does it? Not necessarily. This is quite difficult, actually. 5 worms and a dream we're looking at here. We need another green. That was good stuff with A and B. I wish I could have carried it on. This digit can't be on its renban again. So it is in one of those 2 cells along with yellow. Oh, this box, this region has had 2 reds, 2 greens effectively. That digit's yellow. So that's different from the one here. In this row we've had yellow, green, red. This can't be yellow, so it's green or red. Yeah, I don't know. This region is going to get 2 reds and a green. I can't really colour the greens against each other unless I'm missing the trick of how to do it. If I called this green C and the green in that pair D, the green in this pair is C, and on this renban the green in this pair is D then. This is D in its column. Now, can I ever translate C and D into this column? Oh, that's green to complete its region. That's interesting. One of these 2 is a C. If that was a C, this is a D. Yeah, I don't know that this is going very far. Okay, if I started talking about E and F for red, where do I end up then? Don't know. Here we've got a red and either red or green. Oh, this yellow is not the one that's there. This is therefore the same as this. So where's that yellow in this pair? It can't be there. That has to be the same as that because of comparing the renban and the column. Yes, so that yellow is there. This is a definite yellow cell. This is a definite green cell. This now sees 2 yellow and is green. That one becomes yellow. The yellow digit is not D. The green digit is D. So those are definite Ds now. There's a C in one of those cells. This is now C. That's D. This is C. This can't be green because it sees C and D, and it sees both yellows. It's red. This sees A, B, C, and D, so that's also red. Now this cell at the bottom is green, and that must be D. This is red to complete the count in the row. This is green to complete the count in the row. That completes the count of green in the box, so that's red, that's yellow, this is green. It's also C, and that's C as well. Right, I mean, I don't know if I've done this in a sensible way. It's quite possible not. I haven't labelled the reds yet, but I will get to that in a moment. I've got a red and a green up here. I've got, what, yellow and red here. That is right, but maybe I can name these reds. No, I can't yet. Oh, that's frustrating. Right, I've got 5 Ds in the puzzle, so I can write the 6th D in here. And I've got 5 Cs, so there's the 6th C. That's how to do greens completely. Now, this can't be yellow because it sees double yellow there. So in the row, that's yellow and is A. And that is going to let me complete B, A, B, A, B, A in yellow. This is now red. This is red to complete the row. This is not red, this is yellow, and it's a B. So I've done all my A, B, C and D. Let's start E and F here. E, F, E, F, E, F, F, E, F, E, F, E. And now let's consider the Wren bands. So A, B, C are a set. C, E, F are a set. So C is the overlap between those and comes between A, B and E, F. F and D overlap, so D is an extreme digit. You can see there's, in the sequence of Sudoku digits, either going up or down, there's A and B, then there's C, then there's E, then F, then D. D can't be at the top end of the sequence because of this V, that is the disambiguator, so it's the bottom end and is a 1. So all my Ds are 1s. That's touching F on the sequence, so F is a 2. Then E is a 3, so that C can connect to B and A. E is a 3. Right, we get 1 in the corner there. That's 3 in the corner. Was it? That was E in the corner. No, it wasn't. I think it was F in the corner. Anyway, that C is a 4 now to connect up there. A and B are 5 and 6 based on this. They get disambiguated down here where B must be a 5 and A is a 6, and that is another puzzle done. There we go, lovely. And the video says 26 minutes. I'm going to do another one. 5 Rivers and a Dream by Cassini. Region some lines to add to the irregular Sudoku this time. Region borders divide blue lines into segment. Each segment sums to the same total. So let's use our law of leftovers. That digit must be this one, because in those two regions and comparing them with the last two columns, that's sticking out and that's sticking in. This cell must be there in this sort of Z-shaped region. And in this region, that yellow, first of all, the pink must be there, then the yellow must be there. So we're getting this diagonal pattern. Now pink in this region must be there, and yellow must be there. And presumably pink must be here in the final region, yellow must be there. Now we can put the last yellow in the grid and the last pink. Lovely diagonal pattern. Now, can we try and do the same sort of thing? Yeah, let's make this red. That's got to be here in the next region, here in the next region, here in the next, here in the next, and in this corner, another diagonal pass through. I'm going to try this as green. That's got to be here in the next region, here in the next one, here in the final one. We go back across, it's got to be there and there. I think we're going to get the full diagonal pattern this time. Let's call that blue, that's there and there and there and there and there. Yes, and we'll make these grey this time for the contrast. Okay, so we've coloured the whole grid very quickly there, less than 2 minutes. Now let's try and work out the numbers. Red not only equals green plus blue, but also pink plus yellow. So red has to either be 5 or 6 to have two different ways of being made up. So let's say 5 or 6 for red. Now, the digit that would be missing, which is grey, which doesn't appear on either of these. If red was a 5, grey would be 6. If red was a 6, these would be 1, 2, 4 and 5, and grey would be 3. So grey is either 3 or 6, but on this blue, it can't, on this line, it can't be 6. So grey is 3, we don't get one in the corner. That was what was going to happen if red was 6, then that's when grey doesn't appear on its line. So red is 6. Now blue and green equals, blue and grey I mean equals yellow, we know that twice. Oh, but yellow also equals pink and green. So yellow can equal pink and green or grey and blue. So yellow, like red, has to have two possible sums making it up and is a 5. And now that means blue is 2 to make that one work. Pink is 1 to make this central vertical work. And green is 4. And there we go. That was a quick one. And that justifies me. I was trying to aim for between 25 and 30 minutes. Just hit 30 minutes on the whole length of the video. And there we go. That's a wrap. We will come back to this series if you say you like it in the comments, and we'll try more puzzles from this series in the future. But thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Cassini for creating these lovely puzzles, and to Fitzy for recommending them. And I will see you again soon. Bye for now.